Hola Chula! Thank you so much for clicking on to this video. And if you are new here, well then hi, hello, my name is Kai. And if you're coming back to my channel, well then, it's great to see you, babe. Here on my channel, I like to share my experience as a person who has left the Jehovah's Witnesses organization and what it was like to grow up in a high-control Christian cult. So, in 2013, the Society released a modern-day drama of the Prodigal Son. If you're not familiar with the story of the Prodigal Son, it's a parable taken from Luke 15:11-32, basically just telling the story of a young boy who was getting an inheritance from his father, and he decided to trade in that inheritance for like a bowl of soup. The Bible is so weird. Anyway, so he left, and then his whole family was like heartbroken about it. He went and got into some shit, and then he came back because he was hungry. He didn't get enough from that one bowl of soup. That's all you need to know to understand what we're going to be talking about. The reason I think that this is so important is because it gives a lot of really good insight into what being in a JW family is really like. The constant stress and pressure that I feel like a young person is on or under when they are living in a JW household is immense. And yeah, I can't really encapsulate it any better than that. So we're just gonna jump in and watch this crazy ass Jehovah's Witness lifetime ass movie.
Can I get your name and where you're from if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
Then he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the part of the property that falls to my share. Then he divided his means of living to them. Later, after not many days, the younger son gathered all things together and traveled abroad into a distant country, and there squandered his property by living a debauched life. Been with me, and all
Oh
the
my
things
God,
that
same.
are mine are yours. But we just had to enjoy ourselves and rejoice, because this your brother was dead and came to life, and he was lost and was found.
Aww.
You see that, David? I knew you could do it.
Wait, okay, so this is from Al Phillips, who... Why did they make him look like the villain from Lazy Town? L.A. Noir looking ass. Al Phillips, real guy, says, hey, dude, today's the big day. The unnecessary Z at the end of today, like, it's very much giving that Steve Buscemi meme where it's like, this is how kids talk, right? Right, my fellow kids?
We alive yet?
Who wants to know?
Come on, little brother. Get a move on. I need some help moving the extension ladder before we eat.
Not today, big brother.
Hey, James, hold on. That's a 2-man job. Here, let me give you a hand.
You know it's a 2-man job. The other man should have been down here by now to help.
Your brother's going for a job interview in the city.
Shade.
Job interview for what? Where'd this come from?
He told me and your mother about it last night.
So we see that the young brother, David, who was giving the Bible reading at the very start, is now all grown up, still living at home with his mom and dad and his older brother. They run a small construction operation within their family, it looks like, so they're a very modest, blue-collar, Jehovah's Witness family, very spiritual, very tight-knit. It just happens that on this morning, we find that David has a job interview for a job in the city, and he's getting ready and he's very excited about that.
Honey, you're not staying for breakfast?
No, I can't.
David, I'd sure like to talk with you before you go.
Yeah, why don't you join us for a while? We can talk about things like, the weather, and how you never told your older brother that you were looking for another job.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I needed your permission.
Have you forgot that you have a job? The small company that you're 25% of? The one that finally has work booked for 6 months?
First, it's just an interview. I haven't actually gotten the job. And second, maybe I don't want to swing a hammer for the rest of my life.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just want to get out on my own.
So what is this dream job that you're after anyway?
It's a web marketing company in the city.
Web marketing? What experience do you have with that?
audio.
None, but they're hiring for some big project, and Al recommended me. I'm meeting him first to get some tips before the interview.
Tips from Al? I mean, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗆. Please don't tell me you revived your friendship with that loser.
He's not a loser. He's been with the company for 2 years, and he's already a project manager.
I'm sorry, I'll rephrase that. He's a spiritual loser.
So we haven't met Al yet, but they're setting it up that he is a bad influence or that he's bad association. And James, the older brother, refers to him as a spiritual loser because in his mind, somebody who is not making the organization literally everything that they think about and everything that they operate their life around is a person who is weak in their faith and therefore a spiritual loser.
I have time to be both a carpenter and a judge.
Okay, it's time to eat. Honey, let's do our daily text and then feed these monkeys.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to do it later. I'm a little nervous and I want to get there early.
All right then, you better get going. But please, before you agree to anything, let's talk about it first, okay?
Absolutely, Dad. It's just an interview.
So my man has not even left the house yet, and he has been berated all morning. He's been judged all morning simply for saying that he has a job interview. He was asserting the slightest bit of independence, and they were freaking out about it, panicking. He was taking his own initiative and wanting to do something different than what his family was telling him that he could do. The scrutiny, the judgment over the smallest little things. I think we can also assume that he's like at least in his 20s and he's not a teenager who's incapable of making his own decisions. He's a whole ass grown man and they're grilling him like this.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely still excited about this opportunity. It's just my family isn't.
Your brother is such a control freak, man. He needs to mellow out. He's gonna have a stroke or something.
He'll be all right. My main concern is my parents. I don't think they want me to leave the family business, and my dad wonders if this is the best move for me.
Classic case of parents not wanting to let go. But look, years from now, when they're old and feeble and Barker Family Construction has gone under, they are gonna be so grateful that their son has this rock-solid job with a Fortune 500 company.
Nice, Al.
I'm right.
So we just met Al. And we love Al, sort of. But pay attention to him because I think that it's just really interesting how Watchtower characterizes people that they perceive to be like spiritually weak.
And here we are.
Wow! Is it the whole building?
Nah, it's just 2 floors.
Every frame is truly a masterpiece in this production. So when he says, wow, is it the whole place? No, it's only 2 floors. I feel like that is a silent dig at worldly endeavors from Watchtower. People who were in charge of writing this really put little messages in almost every scene.
He's with me. They don't let you say anybody. All right, let's go over this one more time. You gotta sell them on your strengths. You're a good worker, excellent communicator, quick learner, can-do kind of guy.
Got it.
You gotta sound like a company man. Yes, sir, I'll do whatever it takes, sir, whatever you need. Stuff like that, it's very important.
Right.
That was so important. It's so small, but that was so important. The way that they want you to perceive Al, he is the villain, he's the bad guy, he's the bad influence, and he's the one who's gonna lead David down a path of destruction, and you can tell because he's the type of person who won't hold the elevator for you.
So let me be frank. You don't have any experience in web marketing? Or with any marketing for that matter?
Yes, sir, but I learned very quickly.
This is tough. I like you. I like your attitude. And I'm impressed with the way you speak.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Tell me, in your construction job, how many hours a day did you work?
Mostly 8, sometimes less.
How would you do working a professional week?
Fine. That would be no problem. I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever you need.
The organization should be like 75% of how you spend your free time. Any time that you have to yourself should be spent in service to Watchtower. And so it's already setting the stage that this job is going to just like all of David's time, and we can't have that. How dare you get paid a fair and reasonable rate for your time? That would be ungodly.
David.
That's the wily temptress who's going to lead him astray. Poor David is so repressed, he's probably never even spoken to a girl, like...
Dave, why don't you come on back? Got something to tell you.
Let me guess. I don't have enough experience.
That's right. You don't.
Look at this. Look at this. Right, but okay. You might think I'm crazy, but if you look at the wall, it says serving the... And I feel like this is subliminal messaging to the audience. Who is David serving? Is he still serving Jehovah? Is he still serving the governing body?
Doesn't matter. He really likes you. He's gonna offer you the job.
No way. Really?
Oh, and it gets better. Since you're such a rookie, he wants you on my team so I get to train you.
Seriously?
Yeah, so, feel free to refer to me as Sir from now on.
Yeah, right.
Let's go, he's waiting.
All right. Actually, wait.
What's wrong?
You think I can tell Mike that I'll give him an answer tomorrow?
That would be a very bad idea.
I know, but my dad wanted me to talk with him before I committed to anything.
What's there to talk about? You have 100 other people out there that want this job.
I know, I want this.
Then stop letting them mess with your head. This guilt, it's not healthy, bro.
Self-report. Self-report. Somebody call the police. Self-report. Oh my god, please don't actually call the police. The guilt and the control, it's like they know. It's like they know how they are and how they come across to other people. Why would you say this? Why would you write this into your own movie?
You're probably right.
I know I'm right. It's a gift of mine. Now, what do you say we get in there before he changes his mind?
So what I can offer you is a position as a project assistant. Once you sign the company confidentiality agreement, you'll get more details. For now, this will tell you about our company.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Benson. I really, really appreciate it. I won't disappoint you.
Any questions?
Just one. Every week I have meetings.
Oh, excuse me. Yes?
Online too.
Thank you. Listen, I gotta take this. Did you want to tell me something?
Ooh, did you see that? I was telling him to cut it out with the meeting stuff. He was about to tell him that he needs to take certain times off because he's got commitments elsewhere. In my experience, telling your employer about those things from the very jump is always the best thing to do. And I have never had an employer that was like, no, I can't work with you on that. If it was something legitimate, like how going to a religious observation is legitimate, then I don't think most employers would have a problem with that. It's such a propaganda tool that Watchtower uses all the time of people who quit their jobs because they weren't able to go to meetings or the convention, they weren't able to get the time off, so they just quit their job. It's such a thing that they use as an example of what a faithful witness should do. You should be willing to risk your whole income just to be able to serve the organization.
Al, why don't you take David, show him around, and then take him down to HR to make it official. David Barker, welcome to True North.
Thank you, Mr. Benson.
The name of the company is True North, and that sounds like really small potatoes, but in the Jehovah's Witness theology or doctrine, they believe that the king of the north, written in some prophecy, is Russia, and that Russia is gonna have some part in the Great Tribulation. I don't fucking know, man. But I just think it's interesting that they call the company True North.
Hey, Will, my computer's been running slowly. I need you to stop by this morning. Check it out for me.
First off, Al, you're not my boss. Second, I'll get to it when I can. And third, maybe your computer wouldn't be running so slow if you'd stop downloading things you shouldn't be, okay?
Okay, Will, get to it when you can.
They're really doing the most with Al's characterization. He is just bad news bear, baby boy.
Just one question. What is a professional week?
That's a nice way of saying we work overtime and don't get paid for it.
Does it happen a lot?
It depends on what the deadline is. Come on, there's a couple people I want you to meet.
Well, that's a completely unrealistic date. Why don't they ask the people that actually do the work?
Interesting characterization of this woman right here. She's supposed to be girl boss, corporate girl, boss babe, and they make her out to be rude and short and invasive and cold, disinterested, like all of these negative traits onto this one woman. She is not a spiritual woman. She's not a godly woman. She put her career over serving God, and this is what she's like. Do you want to be like this? Oh, brother. It's just like unnecessarily misogynistic for no reason.
Dave, this is Vivian Chen, our project coordinator. And Viv, this is...
Let me guess, David Barker? Old friend of Al's, our new project assistant. You start next week.
Hear the sketches? Hey, Al.
Hey, Taylor, back from your long weekend at the shore, I see.
Yeah.
How'd things work out?
Oh, don't ask. Are all men shallow, or only the ones that I've dated?
I don't know, I've never dated one. Taylor, I'd like you to meet David Barker, our new project assistant, and one of the most unshallow men I know.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, David.
It's nice to meet you too, Taylor. I was watching you earlier. I mean, I saw you earlier in the lobby. I was waiting.
Never spoken to a woman in his life. It's not his fault. Cut him some slack.
Seriously, though, congratulations on getting the job. I'm looking forward to working with you.
It was the most unnatural line delivery I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Congratulations. I'm really happy to be working with you. You want to do another take? You want to do another take? So I'm really one to talk. I have never done a second take. Don't let me talk shit to you.
I thought you said we were going to talk before you agreed to anything. Now you're telling me you're going to start next week?
Dad, I didn't expect to be offered the job on the spot. I didn't expect to be offered the job at all.
But couldn't you wait just another day or two?
Well, I mentioned that to Al, but he felt I needed to jump on this right away.
Now it makes sense. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗆, of course.
It does make sense. I was offered a job for which I have no experience, and they were interviewing people with lots of it. Why would I wait?
How about this? Dad asked you to. You know, the man who put a roof over your head.
James, please. You know we would really love you to stay on with the family business. Now, if you want to do something else to make a living, I can accept that. But have you really counted the cost? What impact will this have on your spiritual routine?
I don't think any at all, Dad.
Okay, well, have you considered the extra time each week to commute? Rush hour to and from the city each day can be pretty brutal.
But there are other brothers who do that.
What about the hours they expect you to work? Will it interfere with your meetings, your auxiliary pioneering?
Well, I may have to put that on hold, but it shouldn't interfere with my meetings.
What do you mean it shouldn't?
Dad, it'll have very little impact on my spiritual routine.
Okay, fair enough. But what about your goal to regular pioneer? We set up savings accounts to help you boys do that.
I appreciate that you're concerned about me. I do, but I'm 21 years old.
I've just seen how some jobs can consume a brother where there's very little time or energy left for Jehovah. I just want to make sure you're thinking this whole thing through, David.
When you're a Jehovah's Witness, every single last decision that you make, you have to do it with the Watchtower Society in mind. You can't just make a decision because you want to make a decision for yourself. You have to literally think about how it will impact your ability to serve the organization. All he did was get a better job. Most people would be so proud of their child if they came home and said, hey, I got a crazy job at a web market design company that I don't have any experience for, that I didn't have to go to college for. They're just interrogating him about like literally nothing. This is so frustrating.
It's not like I'm falling out of the truth.
Of course you're not.
Falling out of the truth. Think about that. Say it slow. Say it out loud and say it slow. It sounds like you might be in a cult, babe. I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to tell you. You seem like a nice kid. They literally call it the truth.
I'm very uncomfortable about David taking on this job.
Sooner or later, everyone has to make their own decisions. I think the best thing right now is to show David some support.
I feel like I've been supporting him for years.
God, James has got a lot of nerve to have that punchable of a face and that attitude. Like, I'm sorry, but that does not add up. As a fictional character, you can't really punch him.
And I know they love Jehovah. They'll work it out. Let's give them some time. And why don't we say a prayer about it?
Everyone in this family is shaken up, and all David did was get a different job. the spiritual foundation of this family is in shambles, and all he did was accept a different job. For this next scene, I want you to try to listen to all of the little side conversations that take place before we get to David.
Saturday would be perfect. In fact, I have a couple of return visits we could do.
Great comment on the Bible highlights tonight.
Thanks, Brother Barker.
Hey, how's school going for you?
That sounds really cool. And you start next week?
Yeah, I'm really excited. This company is huge, and it's getting even bigger. The fact that I got hired, it's pretty amazing. Al thinks now I have my foot in the door, with all sorts of potential for advancement.
Aren't you gonna miss the family business?
Let me think. No more splinters, no more bruised thumbs, no more older brother micromanaging my work. Let me get back to you on that.
David's mind is already on not spiritual things. Uh-oh.
So I wonder if your friend Al was at his meeting tonight. My guess would be not.
What? Where did that come from?
Look, I know you're excited about your new job. Just can't wait to get away from us micromanaging blue-collar workers. If you're not happy working for our company, so be it. I just wish that was with someone else.
He's a baptized brother and a good friend who stuck his neck out for me. You gotta stop all this worrying. It isn't healthy.
Please. Just watch yourself, okay?
Okay, thanks for the advice. You mind shutting the door on your way out?
I feel like I can't stress this enough. All that David has done so far is get a new job, and he started working with another brother who is also baptized. So Al is a Jehovah's Witness, and he's getting this much grief over hanging out with him or just being like closely associated with him. And micromanage is a really great word, actually. Thanks, Watchtower. They will micromanage your life. They will micromanage your life down so much that you have to be picky and choosy even within the congregation. Not everyone in the congregation is good associations. What do you want from him?
Now comes a really fun part. Our client wants to have creative comps, 2 weeks. And to launch, 4 months. That means this takes priority. Now look, you're all top performers. You can do this. So what do you say? Let's make it happen.
The 𝗧𝗵𝗶 music is sending me literally straight to hell. So it's already setting in, the pressure's already on, he's already got to work overtime, and his new job is becoming his new priority. Very clever, Watchtower. Very subtle.
If you'll read that for us.
Hey, wake up.
Oh, Brother Harper, I gotta take this.
His holy arm has gained salvation for him. Jehovah has made his salvation known in the eyes of the nations.
Yeah, where things have been going.
Dad, how can you even say that? I still study, I go to meetings, I'm late.
That, son, I know that, but you've made some.
Did you see that expression? Rejoice. Is that put back memories from the kingdom?
So glad we're gonna go out somewhere.
You guys, what about that new place? The one we found last week?
Yeah, let's check it out.
I could definitely
Uh-oh. You hear that? He's going out for drinks. He's going out for drinks with people that he works with. He's associating with people that he works with. Ooh, he's gonna get in trouble. In that small amount of time, he had gotten grilled by his dad, and then also had like a shepherding call, which a shepherding call is when the elders come over to your house and they like basically they're there to like try to reinforce your spirituality or your faith, but typically they only go after people who are like spiritually weak. Let's be generous and say that it was literally 4 months that he was distracted out in service, that he was coming late to meetings, that he was working late all the time. That's really not that long of a time. Any single little break or change that they notice in you, they will just come right after you to try to bring you right back in line. It's intense. Being on the receiving end of that too, that like constant attention and constant like, are you doing okay? Like, can we come see your family? Can we talk to you? Like, what's going on? That is, well, it's annoying, but it's also like anxiety inducing. You probably tell, like, I feel for David. I want him to be happy. I want him to be free. And yeah, I just feel so bad.
How about you? Dave, you working late again?
Yeah. This project we're working on, it's for a huge client. We're burning the candle at both ends, trying to meet some unrealistic
is it just
deadline.
me, or did they dub the audio? Ooh, wait, that's weird. Sometimes, like, the audio sounds like they're in a studio and you can, like, hear the echo in the room. I've watched enough YMS videos to know what I'm talking about. They sound like they're wearing, like, the little clip mics that they wear at the assemblies. Like, ooh.
So is this job everything you thought it would be?
To be honest, I didn't know what it would be. I like the corporate vibe and the challenge of doing something different. It's awesome collaborating on a project. Maybe someday I'll get sick of it. I don't know, like anything else, but for now, I like it. It's kind of exciting.
Well, you'll do well with it. I'm sure you're one of the best workers that they have.
You ever need a recommendation?
No, thanks. There's one shark-infested ocean I have no desire to swim in.
Right. I'll see you in the morning.
Hey, David. Can I ask you something?
Yeah?
What's going on, man?
You mean other than what we just talked about?
All this overtime for some corporate monster that could care less about you? The association, it's not good.
I actually thought that you were interested in what I'm doing.
How dare you? Absolutely how dare you to sit there and say, oh, you're wasting your time for this corporation that could care less about you, which, first of all, yeah. But second of all, who are you? Who are you? You're robbing people's lives from them, robbing years of their lives away from them in service for absolutely nothing. Promises that you'll never be able to fulfill. You've absolutely taken over people's lives and their minds and made them make choices and make decisions that they probably wouldn't have otherwise. They probably would have had like a totally different life, like maybe had kids or gone to college or traveled, seen the world, literally done anything else with their time. How dare you say that? For, like, at least for a job, at least you get fucking paid.
I'm doing fine.
You're doing fine? In less than 2 months, you've missed 6 meetings and 3 weekends of field service.
Are you keeping track? Anything else, Detective Barker?
Actually, yeah. Your watchtower is never studied. You hardly answer at the meetings. All you ever talk about is work. That's not fine. You know it. It's like you're becoming a carbon copy of 𝗟𝗶𝗀𝗀.
You really need to get some new material.
I warned you about him. And it's all coming true.
Well, then I guess you can add profit to your many roles,
How
then.
about brother who cares? Who stuck his neck out for you his entire life? Who doesn't want to see his brother get hurt?
Ooh, savior,
Don't
too.
go ahead and mock me. Jealous of Al? Are you crazy?
No, jealous right to the bone, because Al, unlike you, he enjoys life. He makes friends with everyone. He's happy, he's successful, people in the congregation liked him. It isn't until people like you started bad-mouthing him.
People like me?
Yeah, boring, uptight, self-righteous, I could go on.
Well, I'm struggling to stay on the cramped road of life. You're off running around on the wide and spacious with dreams of being some corporate big shot.
You're just jealous of that, too.
Not on your life. I want to do what's right in God's eyes. And I want the same thing for you, too.
You only think about yourself.
But you smug little...
Go ahead, say it!
When I saw this, like the very first time that I saw this, I was still living at my mom and dad's house, still going to meetings all the time. The places that this took me, like... I feel different things now when I watch that. Like, very much I can hear how brainwashed James is. He literally can't see anything outside of being a Jehovah's Witness as being a worthy way to spend your time, spend your life. He just got a new job, and his world is falling apart because something other than the witnesses or the society has taken up his time. He got upset with him for talking about work. You're not even allowed to talk about other things than spiritual things. Like, that's who you have to be 110%, apparently.
Do what you want, David. I can't stop you. Mom and Dad can't stop you. Jehovah's not going to stop you. This is your decision.
Now you're finally getting it.
I don't know if you get it. As you sink deeper into this world's mess, who do you think is going to reach in and pull you out? I'm not. As of now, I'm done. You know, it just sickens me to think how much you're gonna hurt Mom and Dad. I'm going to bed. I was a good brother to you.
Some good brother.
Oh my god. I better get some damn good ass miles for that guilt trip that he just took us on. Like, are you fucking serious right now? I was a good brother to you. The toxic masculine energy is seeping, leaking, flowing, gushing, all of that out. Just 2 months, he said, at some point, and he's already thrown his brother to the wolves. He's already discarded him and said, no, you're too far in the world now. Okay. So 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗺 from the beginning messaged him and was like, let's go get a coffee. And that's pretty innocent. This is a big deal because single brothers and sisters are not supposed to be alone with each other in any capacity, let alone with a worldly person of the opposite sex. It is so bad that some brothers will literally not even ride in the same, like, car with a woman that he's not related to. But you see all the little pieces coming together. So first it was the job, and then it was Al, and now it's this coffee girl, so.
Then Mike pumps us up with a motivational speech about how this will be the game changer for our branch. Then we run around like crazy to get it done.
On time and under budget, of course.
You learn quickly. And if not, Mike gives us another speech.
Okay, off topic, but she looks like Amanda Seyfried. I do want to point out really quickly that in most of their like dramas and productions and stuff, if there's a romantic interest, usually those two people are married in real life. So the only reason that it's acceptable for these two to be like hanging out together alone is because they're married in real life.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Just a persistent ex-boyfriend. Sorry.
Let me guess. The guy you were talking about when we first met?
I have a good memory. Yes, another tragic love story. Girl gives her heart to guy, and guy cheats on her. They break up. Guy tries to win her back.
Taylor, I haven't known you that long, but I'm pretty sure you deserve a whole lot better than that.
I love him, but he has perpetual white man face. You know the one.
Then you grew up with Al. You worked as a carpenter. You're a super nice guy, and you don't curse. Tell me more.
There's not much else. I started working for my dad's company when I was 16.
Now, with your construction background, how do you explain the nice guy, no cursing part?
Oh, that. Well, my family is very religious, so we were raised studying the Bible.
Okay, what religion?
Christian.
Well, I figured that, but what church?
We're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's a...
All I can really say is that, yeah, it really be that way sometimes, man.
In high school, that was Jehovah's Witness. She was really, really into it. Actually, some of the kids kind of made fun of her.
Is... She said Jehovah Witness, not Jehovah's Witness, Jehovah Witness. And that is a thing that people do in real life, and yes, it did used to irritate me. It's like bridging the line of like meta humor. Like, it makes me cringe to hear it.
It's like Al is gonna send out a search party if we don't get back.
We wouldn't want that now, would we?
No.
Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, he's already committed adultery with her in his mind. Uh-oh, there's
Research for
Al.
our project?
He saw Al doing something he probably wasn't supposed to be doing, and now he feels conflicted because his Jehovah's Witness brain tells him that he needs to immediately go tell Al that he's living an incorrect life, and then go tell the elders that Al is living an incorrect life. Oof.
You
are interested in Taylor.
We had coffee, that's all.
Oh, sure, it starts with coffee. Actually, Romeo, I have some life-altering news for you. How about we head to the think tank? You remember my cousin Anton, right?
Yeah, the one that lives downtown?
Yeah, well, he called to tell me that 2 of his roommates just moved out of the apartment. 2 rooms, 2 people, 2 miles from work. It's too good to pass up.
Duh, it's too expensive.
Think about it. No more long commute, no more getting stuck in traffic, no more having your loving family scrutinize every move you make. And the cherry on top is that we get to room together.
Maybe forgetting that I make way less money than you.
Dave, it's only a matter of time before you get a raise, probably a promotion.
Well, until then, I can't afford it.
Don't you have any savings you can tap into?
Yeah, some. All right, let me talk to my parents first, and I'll get back to you.
Trying to figure out what it actually said on the wall, because all I could see was that it said serving the. But duh, they're a web market design company, so it says serving the web. And wow, how apropos, Watchtower. He's serving his job. His job is his new master, when the organization should have been his master.
But you gotta act now or the deal's gonna be gone by this weekend. You're 21 years old. You can't live with your parents forever. Don't you think it's time you leave the nest? Spread your wings? Be your own man.
You're right. All right, I'll take it. I'm in.
Fantastic.
Everything that Al said was good advice. It was good advice to grow up and become your own person, learn to be self-reliant, have different experiences, and make your own decisions, make your own choices in life. That's all inherently good advice, but it's coming from the villain. It's coming from the villain. So they want you to think that all of those ideas are bad because they're coming from a bad person who wants bad things for you. You should be able to broaden your horizons and meet different people who think differently than you. Oh my god. This is so painful. Why am I doing this to myself?
Hey, Anton. Yeah, my boy David's in. Tonight? Sure, Pete's. Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll see you there. Bye.
I have a talk tonight. In fact, I have to finish writing it.
Can't you get somebody to replace you?
Oh, I hate to do that again. Hey, Brother Harper, it's David. I'm good, thanks. How are you? Good. Hey, something came up at work, and I'm not going to be able to give my talk tonight. I'm so sorry. I really hope you can find someone to cover for me.
That was a naughty thing to do. He skipped out on his talk so that he could go to a bar? Scandal.
Hello, son.
Dad.
He scared me.
I didn't know you had to work so late. Last I heard, you were giving a talk tonight.
I'm sorry, I should have told you. Some work-related stuff came up, and one thing led to another.
We need to talk. Please. You know, your mother and I are very worried about you. You've been missing your meetings, your service, your family worship with us, and it's been happening more and more.
I know, Dad. It'll be a little insane just till we meet this deadline.
And then what? What about the deadline after that? The more you keep giving, the more they'll keep taking. Where are you going to draw the line?
When I worked for you, we had deadlines, things that went wrong. We worked overtime.
Sometimes, but very rarely did it interfere with our theocratic schedule. I've been pretty successful in keeping the business in its place.
I said it in a previous video, but your relationship with your higher power should transcend anything, because it's supposed to be a special and personal and intimate relationship that is within yourself. It's inherent to your being. If that's how you live your life, then that's how it is, and that can't be taken from you regardless of where you are in life, regardless if you're not going out in service or going to the meetings or whatever. That is a relationship between you and God and no one else. This is so frustrating to me, because it's like you're literally telling people that the only way that they could experience spirituality and feel like they have a relationship relationship with a higher power is through the watchtower. You're not allowed to experience that anywhere else. Otherwise, it's a counterfeit. Otherwise, you're not going to go to the paradise because you weren't a good enough Jehovah's Witness. So think about that next time, sweetie.
We need to pay attention because any one of us could drift, and it could lead to our spiritual shipwreck. Sometimes it takes other people to point out that we're drifting.
Well, I've got lots of people pointing. You, Mom, James, the elders. The list is pretty long. I need to tell you something.
What is it?
I'm going to move out.
What? To where?
Al's cousin Anton. He's got an apartment in the city.
What's wrong with living here?
I need more freedom. Some independence.
Freedom and independence from what?
Come on, Dad. Where do I start? I'm constantly being questioned. Where are you going? Who are you with? What's the name of the movie you're seeing? Oh, he's not good association. You need to use the internet in the living room. Even when you don't say anything, I can tell. I feel so restricted.
David, we live by Bible principles in our house. They're not restrictive. They protect us.
My point is, I need to answer for myself. All of us have an accounting to God, right?
That's true.
I just want to make my own decisions then, right or wrong. Is that such a bad thing?
If you know what's right and you choose to do what's wrong, then it is a bad thing.
What's wrong?
David and I are just talking. He wants to move into the city, into an apartment with Al and his cousin Anton.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't want to get into all the details right now.
I don't understand. You have everything you need here. You save money, and you're surrounded by people that love you.
That's the problem. I'm feeling loved to death.
There's no such thing.
Oh, there is. And this family is a prime example.
Well, what congregation would you go to?
I don't know yet, Mom. I'll take care of it when I'm ready.
If you are moving, even if it was just down the street, you gotta make sure that you know where your congregation is and that they're aware that you're gonna be going there, and everyone needs to have tabs on you because they have like documents that they like exchange between one another, like about you, like the records about you, like who you are, what kind of Jehovah's Witness you are. And you have to like stay in contact with them. Like they have to get that information on you. The fact that he hasn't even selected a congregation yet, David is just too far gone.
That's one of the first things you should find out.
Mom, please.
Can you even afford a place in the city?
Since you asked, I'm going to need to tap into the savings account you set up for me.
That's supposed to help you pioneer.
It's my money, isn't it?
David!
No, that's all right. It's your money.
Well, well, well. What new pain are you causing the family now, little brother?
Stay out of this, James.
Oh, no, that's okay. I already heard most of it. So you want to move in with Al's cousin, Anton. I wonder which one of his girlfriends is spending the night these days.
Anton is not in the truth.
Oh, the horror! Oh, the horror! Anton's not in the truth! Where's my fainting couch? Where? Oh, fan me. Oh, I've got a case of the vapors.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot more he's not telling you. Now you and your mentor can really find out what this world has to offer.
David, why are you putting yourself in that situation? You're just asking for trouble.
It's no big deal. I can handle it.
Another late night at the office, huh? You know, it's so ironic that the talking card for today dealt with putting spiritual things first.
Stay out of my face.
I'm sure Jehovah knew you weren't fit to give that talk.
Stop it, both of you! David, what's gotten into you?
Do you see what I mean? This is exactly what I am talking about. I am done being cross-examined and scrutinized. I'm moving into my own place with people that I approve of, and I'm answering for myself.
And that's where I wish the movie ended. I really want that for David. Unfortunately, that's not where the movie ends. I'm gonna cut the video here, and then we will pick this up at a later date for part 2, so you'll have to be looking out for that. But yeah, that was just my thought, just my opinion, and just my video. So if you like this video, then you can leave it a like. And if you like me, then you can subscribe to this channel, where I will be making my own decisions and answering for myself. So subscribe! And as always, Chulas, I hope that you are having a beautiful, wonderful, amazing rest of your day. Bye! Talk about last days. It's last days for this fucking wig.